Hello, my name is Aster, and first and foremost, thank you so much for following and subscribing, I guess. Wow, 10,000 people. Well, 11,000 people, but hi, I'm Aster if this is the first time you're seeing me, and I make Genshin Impact videos, and this is a celebration of 10,000 subscribers because I didn't think I would get this far with whatever I was doing. So, thanks. So today, to commemorate 10,000 subscribers, I'm going to do a Q&A because someone told me in my Discord, I think it was King or Aggro, I'm not quite sure, or it was nobody, that I should do a Q&A video as a celebration. And then I was like, okay, sure, you know what? Why not? So I asked you guys to leave down some questions for me because I like talking into a microphone. So, did you initially expect Genshin as a gacha game has this deep lore that even casuals are drawn into? Congrats on the— thank you so much, Astro. And actually, yes, in all honesty, when I found out that Genshin Impact, well, I found it out through a friend of a friend, and I found out that this game was actually pretty heavy because they also really like stories. So when I saw that they were interested, I was like, okay, so maybe that this game isn't actually just a gacha game. And then when I saw it for the first time, I was like, yeah, there's definitely something hidden in here. And then when I saw the archive, the first time that I actually went into the archive was I was reading Rex Incognito, you know, the story where Zhongli turned into a lady. Fun fact, you should read that, it's a really good story. And then I started seeing that artifacts also had lore, and I was like, whoa, this story just keeps getting deeper and deeper and deeper. And I found something for my resin. I found something to do with my resin, so that's nice. Do you think the Traveler will help the Fatui rebel against the Divine just like his twin sister? Me personally, I genuinely believe that a big twist is gonna happen, and with how the story is currently progressing, we see more and more that the Divinity and Celestia and all the big things aren't necessarily good versus evil. It's more of lesser evil versus lesser evil. Well, and for the Traveler, who knows, maybe they won't team against the Fatui. Maybe they'll fight with the Abyss though. Maybe the Abyss would be who they team up with, but maybe not the Fatui, just because the Fatui are, you know, monsters in general. They have child experiments. Favorite character lore? Favorite character lore will always be Xinyan. Now, a lot of people are going to say, why is it Xinyan? And honestly, I can give you like multiple answers, but Xinyan's the first one that's on top of my head. I love character lore of more humane characters, basically, because, I don't know, they're very relatable. So Hu Tao, Xingqiu, Chongyin, Xiangling, Fischl, Bennett, I love their lore. I love their lore so much. Favorite character playstyle? I love spamming playstyles. The ones where you can keep pressing your E because they have such short cooldowns. I love Diluc and Zhao and Eula with a passion because I love their playstyle so much. My playstyle is also building everyone to be damaged because the best way to be damaged is if they're already dead. What game or anime would you like to see collab with Genshin Impact? League of Legends. I feel like League of Legends is going to be a really good game because first and foremost, both are owned by Chinese companies, so I don't know if I'm allowed to say that. But Genshin Impact and League of Legends would be so cool and would honestly fit in a way of each other's, you know, aesthetic already. Like one's a MOBA and the other one also has like the 4-proc system of the abilities. Of course, they would have to add a little bit more abilities because League of Legends champions have 3, but in 4, but that's okay. I would love to see a Genshin Impact, you know, Genshin League of Legends. That would be a really big collab, honestly. Who's your absolutely favorite character in Genshin? Scaramouche. Scaramouche, Scaramouche, Scaramouche. Easy. I love villainous characters. I love Senora, I love Chad, I love Dottore, I love Scaramouche, I love the Fatui Harbingers, I love Pedrolino, I love Piero, honestly. They have so much sass, you know, sass. And the proudest video I have ever made are actually, there's 2 of them. One is the ideals, like the Aether ideals, how the Traveler embodies the ideals of Teyvat, because I feel like that's a very theory crafted video for me. I absolutely love that video just because 1, it's a list, so those are easy to make, and 2, it's, I don't know, I love character analysis. But another one is actually, another favorite video of mine is the Liyue characters one, because Again, I really love the more humane character lores because it's very relatable. So as an Asian, having that Liyue character lore, especially for the lore of like characters that aren't, you know, that aren't given enough spotlight, I just really love that lore. Your reaction when you suddenly blew up, bruh. I can't even remember what video it was. It was one of the Traveler videos, which is really weird. I just went, huh, whoa. And then I carried on making more scripts. Where do you see yourself after Genshin's either lost traction or ended? I am definitely not against branching out. I am super into lore in video games in general anyway, as well as anime lore, so if I lose interest in Genshin, I do definitely see myself branching out already. Where do I see myself? Probably covering other lore games, because there are so many lores. Are there any Archon related events that you'd like to see happen in the story? Like for example, a fight, them granting a vision. I would like to see an Archon fight. I would like to see a corrupted Traveler fight against all the Archons. And the Traveler is already fully powered. The Archons are either the Archons that we know from the very beginning have already slowly been losing their power because they lack the Gnosis, which would be really cool. I would just like to see a Traveler and their sibling versus the Archons. I know it's never gonna happen, but you know, it would be really nice. What got you into Genshin, the story or the gacha? The anime boys. I'm not sure if you got this question, but if you were reincarnated as a character, who would you like to be? I would like to be... I was about to say Kazuha, and then I remembered that he's a wanted criminal, so I don't want to be a wanted criminal. What I do want to be is one of the Fatui Harbingers. Any specific character? No clue. Or maybe I can just be, you know, Albedo or something and like live my life in a mountain. That would be nice. How long do you think you will do YouTube? No clue. I am at a relatively young age, which, you know, I'm still very impressionable to a lot of things and I'm still learning. Fun fact, the reason why like a lot of the Twitch stuff is like not being worked on at the moment is because I am dealing with a lot of legal things that I need to act like. No one warned me about this, like all the legality of making internet videos, which is really weird. So for how long will I do YouTube? I don't, maybe 2 years, maybe 3 years. I know that I don't want to make this a career, but I do want to at least make this a side hustle, like a side income, if I'm still enjoying it. If I'm not, then I'll just, you know, I'll book it or something. Will you do videos on Genshin Impact till the story gets completed? I will love to. Honestly, if Genshin is still popular, Genshin still has traction, I personally still like Genshin. That's a very important factor. If I still personally like Genshin, then go ahead. Honestly, I would love to cover the whole story because there's so much. Do you plan on covering any other games of the future? I am planning to do Dungeons and English. Dungeons and Dragons, which is, fun fact, actually has a super good lore when it comes to its monsters, which is fascinating to me. Really great lore. Who is your favorite character in Genshin Impact? Okay, maybe Skyrim, which is a little bit too predictable. Albedo. I love Albedo with a passion. He probably snorts what he, you know, the chemicals he makes, so... You know. Will you ever make a Genshin video besides lore and theory? Definitely gameplay videos. I'm planning to do a 2.1 Genshin Impact video once 2.1 drops. And if something happens to it, hopefully not. So if you're interested in watching a whole gameplay of that, I would love to, because Skyrim is there. I am a simple person. You do not understand. Senora is right there. You don't... Listen. Which characters do you think have the most interesting outfits for each nation so far? Alright, we'll do the 3 nations. 1, for Mondstadt, I think it would have to be Kaya or Diluc, just because they have so much drip. For Liyue, it has to be Zhao. For Inazuma, it has to be... I feel like it would be Ayaka for me. Just because I really like the Hime vibes that she gives me. Who are Zhao's Yasha friends? Oh my gosh, I know this because I read a fanfiction called In the Midst of Snow. I know Bonacious, let's see if I can remember from the top of my head. So we have Alatus, Bonakid, Bonacious. There's one that starts with an I. I know Menagacious. I don't know. Oh god, I was about to say Fergalicious. How they died? Two of them fought against each other. One of them snapped, and the other one's missing. So I can already see the red flags. What do you think or hope will happen at the end of the Genshin Impact story? I feel like the ending would be a all-out, Rumble Royale. Fatui versus Abyss versus Celestia versus Teyvat itself. So it's a 1v1v1v1. That would be so cool, but honestly, the unknown god, everything, like Celestia is, they're also sus. So I want the ending at least that the twins are alive and they'll leave Teyvat. Who's your favorite Archon so far? What is your favorite element? My favorite Archon will always be Venti, but my favorite element is actually Pyro because Pyro supremacy. What characters do you have in Genshin Impact right now? I have 26 characters that I cannot remember off of my head, but I have a Zhao, I think. Do you think visions are the literal allegory of human ambition, or is it just another concept that was simple at first and got more complicated as they went with their initial idea? Visions, I feel like they were supposed to only start as elemental things. Like, of course, I feel like visions have two sides of them. One is the metaphorical symbolism of them, okay? The one where they empowered people through ambition. And the other one is their actual batteries, of how you control the elements. So you can use a vision in the terms of both as an actual power source and as an allegory of human ambition. And I feel like they've pulled it out of their ass somewhere along those lines with the vision, ambition, allegory. But because we see characters, right? We see old characters that were like, oh, I don't really care about the vision. So I feel bad for those characters like Albedo, Ningguang, Noelle. When they lose their vision or something, it's gonna be it's gonna impact them so much to the point they're crippled, when in the beginning they didn't really need it and they didn't even want it. So maybe in terms of writing they kind of screwed up, but it's okay, it's gonna be fine. Maybe just a little 10% of me is thinking that maybe it got a little too complicated. They needed more of a reason why we should fight, the Raiden Shogun, when in reality, visions are rewards and they're supposed to be there to help, control the elements. So it's to raise the stakes, it's a narrative tool, it's perfectly understandable, no hard feelings, mihoyo. Do you think the gods are hiding something from us? Yes, very much so. They are hiding the roof in the sky. They're hiding the aliens. They're probably hiding the aliens. Who is the character from the lore manga you want to do? Collei! Collei! I will not shut up about Collei. If you don't know who Collei is, first and foremost, yikes. She fought against Kaya. I don't know if she still has her delusion, but I want her to at least have, some semblance of her powers. And if ever that she does go back into the story, we know that Sino sealed all the magic in her, but we do know that there are still some remnants of it. So if she is able to control it properly without snapping, and if she uses if she gets Amber and Lisa's help again, just like how she got it in the manga, she would be the first delusion user that we have as a playable, and that would be fantastic because we don't have Child. In all technicality, we don't have access to his delusion, so having a kid get the delusion and not the Fatui Harbinger as playable would be really funny. But in all seriousness, I just want Collei to be in the game, please. I want Collei to be in the game. Who do you mean in Genshin? I mean 5 people. I mean 5 people. I mean Diluc, Zhao, Chi-Chi, Ayaka, and Eula. So What was your first main in Genshin and what's your main now? Diluc and Diluc. C1 Diluc was actually the first ever character that I got in a 10 pull. I got it back to back, the only flex I'm gonna do in my life. But he has been my main and he has been my baby ever since before and now. He has carried me through so much and is still carrying me through so much. Is my diarrhea gonna go away soon, buddy? Soon. Cookies or cake? Oh, I'm not really big on sweets. Cookies just because they're smaller. Do you think Dottore from the Genshin manga is interesting? Very much so. Dottore, especially if you see the Wise Doctor's opinion, is definitely very interesting. He is a Sumeru. He is from the Sumeru Academia, so he is probably the Fatui Harbinger we're going to fight in Sumeru. Do you think Scaramouche will do? Holy crap! There's 2 of you. He already did the ominous Fandango though. Everyone's forgetting that the song that plays when he shows up is Ominous Fandango. I feel like you have a slight accent, but I can't nail it. Can you tell us what it is? Asian. Filipino specifically. Cats or dogs? I am a cat person. Well, I'm more of a I'm not allowed to bring animals into my home person, so you know. I am a light spender. I do not want to whale in Genshin, even with YouTube and stuff like that. I don't want to whale in Genshin, so it's what it is. What country are you from? I am from the Philippines. Are you a Scaramouche simp or something? Yes. Why do you sound like Venti and Fischl's English VAs?
I've already warned you before, traveler. I'm the Animo Archon. Why do you not believe me?
How many languages can you speak? Ako ay nakakapagsalita ng 2 lengguwahe. If there was one thing you can change about Genshin, what is it and why? Would like to have more Aether lines, if that's possible. Aether and Lumine voice lines that are in cutscene. Because Aether and Lumine are such fantastic characters. Can we just hear Zach Aguilar and Sarah's voices again? You have experience with Dungeons & Dragons or some other TCRPG, and if you so, can you recount something significant or memorable? We just had a moment where there were 3 schizophrenic characters in the table. There were 3 of us, and we just had a whole conference of 100 people because someone decided to cast Telepathic Bond. So it was 30 minutes of each player, 3 players just talking to each other with 10 voices each. It was really uncanny. If you're watching this, Lester, I'm talking about Zipar. Making a video about the parallelism and similitudes. I don't play Honkai. A lot of people are telling me that I should play Honkai, but I don't have the time. I have a very busy schedule. Would you be willing to make a character tier list based on lore? Yes. Very something after Tevat. Like Celestia? Probably Celestia. Which vision would you like to have if you could pick any? I would definitely pick either Electro or Pyrovision, which is funny because I have an incredible fear of like fire. How tall are you? I think I'm a 5'2". I'm probably taller than Zhao, shorter than Scaramouche. Why is your profile picture Scaramouche? I feel like if anyone was the face of this channel, right, it would be Scaramouche. The guy who literally just said, the earth is flat, the sky is a lie. He has a tinfoil hat. There is no way you can tell me that he is not the face of this channel. He is probably a conspiracy theorist. How old are you? Pretty young. Which future region are you the most excited for? Fontaine! I'm so excited for Fontaine. I love suits, I love ties, I love the whole spectacular extravaganza kind of vibe that they're going for. And if it's anything like how they present it in the story, it's probably like a Bioshock kind of thing. I don't know, but I really want to go Fontaine. Favorite places in Mondstadt, Liyue, Inazuma. For Inazuma, it has to be Yashiori Island. For Liyue, it has to be Wuwang Hill. And for Mondstadt, it's probably the Thousand Winds Temple. How's my day going? I just woke up while recording this video. What are your thoughts on the potential of Genshin once it has a few years under its belt and gets to the climax of its narrative? Do you think it would be as impactful as Honkai storytelling? Genshin Impact is definitely raising the stakes, but there are certain hurdles to storytelling that they still have to go through if they want to actually make it as impactful as Honkai. And one of them is, as I've said before, and I've said this multiple times, character depth. The reason why Honkai is memorable is because it's brutal. And Genshin has yet to actually show us the brutality of its story, which is, you know, if you can make an impactful story by invoking emotions in your audience, then that's when you know you've succeeded. You think that Scarra is hot? No. Man has a bowl cut. Ever played Honkai? And if so, nope, I don't. I've never played Honkai. What about League of Legends lore? I love Necrit with a passion. I absolutely love League of Legends lore. Character lore in League of Legends is so fascinating. And, ooh. What do you like most about creating lore videos? The script writing. Writing stories will always be one of my favorite pastimes. It's writing a story for the script. So the script has two priorities. One is I'm able to use the information that was given to me, and two is that I'm able to condense it into an interesting story, like at least a coherent or interesting story or theory or whatever. One that's at least following the consistency of the tale, and one that has to respect certain narratives. So if I am able to conduct a great story, then I will say that this is a successful script. Favorite character design? Honestly, I'm tempted to just say Diluc because I really like his coat. If you could change one thing about the Genshin community, what would it be? Whew, this one's gonna be fun. Everyone just needs to calm down. If you could live in any Genshin region with your own weapon and vision, I would be a pyro catalyst. Why and what reason did you choose the name Aster? Aster is a very Aster isn't a feminine name and a masculine name, so I thought that it would be a really good middle ground. For your opinions of siblings, they need to knock before they go into my room while I'm streaming. And also, by any chance, do you know Bobo Boy? Is that the Malaysian cartoon? And last but not least, opinions and Alloy. Do you think that she would be a better character than any 5-star? She'd probably have the same scaling as the Traveler, which I call the free-to-play scaling, which is less stronger than most, but still pretty viable. Do you think she will be a super strong? No. Does she have to be super strong? No. But yeah, that's all the questions that I have received. And with that, thank you so much for, I guess, watching me. Hopefully in the future, I will be making more videos, and I don't know. The goal is just that I'm able to balance everything. But thank you so much for chilling with me.